It is Tuesday or Monday morning or whatnot. I'm just coming on here real quick. We're gonna see what we got. See what we got real quick. We're gonna be on for like an hour. I'm just gonna do a quickie. Nobody was expecting me to be on here, so I'm just doing this thing. It's gonna be a real easy one. Let me get on here and do this real quick. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? How you do? How you do? Just coming on. Give me a minute. Live and okay. Forgive me if I'm just taking my time. Okay, we are here. We are live today. Glad to see you. I am on board. I've sent out notifications, so people are gonna come on. I will be on for an hour today. Hello there. How you doing? So let's talk. Everybody comes through. So poll question is pretty simple. Um, it got me thinking because NBA legendary head coach Pat Riley said that he thinks that pro coaches should wear suits and everything. So it got me thinking, do you agree with that? Are you okay with that? What's your thoughts on that? So it's pretty self explanatory. It's a yes or no. And I think there is a certain lack of professionalism. I think decorum does mean something. So let me know what you think. Feel free to give me your thoughts and your takes. So we gonna be on talking about it. I think people are so casual Thursday or casual Friday, and there was a decorum to it. So people basically saying the cats need to grow up because too often than not, people just look like everybody else out there. I think it's a fair assessment. I think that there is a lack of, professionalism. So if you agree, let me know. If you agree with that, let me know. What's happening? How you doing? Welcome aboard. Tell me where you're coming from today. KG. We are live today. Let me know how's it going. So we're doing good today. Yeah. Ah, somebody said no. Okay. Well, I like to hear why people would say no to about the lack of professionalism on as far as clothing. I'd like to hear it. I definitely want to hear this one. Like I said, I'll be on for. I'll see how much I'll be on for a while. Yeah, we'll see what we're doing today. It's so pretty low key so far. I know I'm trying my luck because now I didn't come on for 3 straight days, so we're gonna see. And I won't be back till probably Saturday. This one is just like a mini one, so I'll be back on the weekend. So it says a lot about what goes on. People, you know, culture, like how you dress, how you carry yourself, your attire means everything. I used to see Michael Jordan wearing suits. People had more decorum. You'd wear a watch. So it all depends. It all depends. Let me go back live. Maybe I generate some interest if I make an appearance. But anyway, yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day today. February's almost over. Black History Month has been crazy this month. Oh, what a month it's been. And everything that's going on, just crazy, crazy, crazy. So, we just on here. We're going to see how many people show up today. Be on for a little while. Just in chill mode. Just in chill mode. So we're just going to kind of just get where we are. What's this? What's happening? I'm trying to read what that says on the low. What's up? To Ross Taylor. Distinctive penmanship, to say the least. 50-50. Okay. There's gonna be people who didn't grow up watching people being more professional. So that's a thing that is real too. And I get it. I get it. We just in chill mode right now. Okay. Yeah, so good to be seen. Whatnot. I'm gonna be on for probably. We're gonna see how many people show up. I'll probably do this for like right now. May not be the whole tour run. We'll see how many show up, and depends on what kind of comments we get. Um, we'll see what goes on. We're just waiting to see what kind of vibe comes on. What's happening? How you doing? Welcome aboard. Go see what we're working with. I know there's some viewers out there. It's just a matter of people coming on and speaking. But yes, I am here today. I don't like to miss out on the live streams because you just never know. And if you're on, please hit that like, subscribe, come on through. If you got something to say, feel free. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. If you watch my channel and you watch any of my videos, I talk about a lot of football. If you're talking about NFL football in the NFL, yes. Buffalo Bills is my favorite football team. But when I was talking about professional coaching, yeah, the Buffalo Bills, NFL, the National Football League, the Buffalo Bills. What about yourself? Depends on what country you talking about, because they call football it in the UK. I respect yeah, I respect countries though. The countries, Argentina, Germany, Italy. I give England props as far as soccer goes. There's certain ones I give. Brazil get some love. Different teams get love. Here's what country you're talking about. Yeah, I like them. I like their team. They just got to finish up. I think they're a top five kind of team. They just got to finish up. That's all. Hmm. Yeah, I already said I did. So we're gonna see. Just waiting to see if anybody shows up. That's all. Conversation is kind of in between today. New England Patriots, huh? They got their butt toe up in the Super Bowl. Seattle tore their behind up. Seattle tore their butt up. It was a lopsided Super Bowl. Okay. New England Patriots. Okay. I'm not surprised. They were pretty popular. They won all those Super Bowls, and they camped out in the Super Bowl. And Tom Brady and Belichick and quit after they was big. So okay. We gonna see if anybody comes through. We're just gonna hang in there. Yeah. So it's pretty quiet day today. Yeah. I think I'll be on for about another 10 minutes. If no one comes through, I'll pretty much just call it a day. Thought I would do a little something. Okay. I think we pretty much got like a, it's gonna be kind of like low key. Well, I thought I'd come on today and see if people would come on, you know. So I will do like, you know, so we'll find out if anybody comes through. What's happening? How you doing? Your timing is perfect because I was getting ready to check out in about 10 minutes. But now, if you're gonna be on here for a little while, I'll stay on for a half hour more. It was slow. What's up? Yeah, we're just talking about today. Not a lot. Not a lot going on. Just kind of like low key. Just thought I'd come on today. I was on yesterday and I was on Sunday, so and I won't be back till Saturday. I'll be back Saturday, Sunday. So, but I definitely thought I'd come on and see what's going on. Yeah. Appreciate the people taking the poll and hitting the like up. They can. Pat Riley from a different era though, dressed for success, and I understand why he did what he did because he was a nerd. He was a geeky dude. You know, he was, and that's what got him dressed for success. You look the part. I got what he's saying, but he comes from a different era. You know, people real casual today, but I get it. I get it. Like I remember watching entertainers would dress a certain way. Congratulations. That is a beautiful thing. Congratulations. What's the name of your baby? Congratulations. Don't you tell me his name is Blanket though, but what's the name? You know, you could tell me Blanket. I crack up. I know ain't nobody gonna name their son Blanket. I will crack up if Blanket is the name. I will crack up. Cause that Michael Jackson took the cake with that one. And that's my running joke. Okay. Well that's cool. That's cool. Well congratulations, man. That's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing and a gift. So congratulations. Okay. I got you. But we cool. And you know I don't snitch and I don't put nobody's business out, so okay. It's cool. That's respect, no doubt. I'm out here on these phones, but one thing about it, nobody don't mess with me, so I ain't got that kind of situation. No, not at all, because Victor Wanyama is a handful, and you know the Pistons. I don't think they're a championship team, but do I think that they can go to the? Yes, I do. I don't think they're a championship team. I think they're missing a piece to go with Cade Cunningham. I do. You know, Richard Chauncey Billups had his Rip Hamilton. Isaiah Thomas had his Joe Dumars. Who does Cade Cunningham got that would be a difference maker? I think if they got a piece that could like that, they could be a problem. I think they still raw enough, but I do think they can come out the East. I think they're good enough to be a threat. It's just that the Spurs are legit. I got you. I got you. Well, you ain't got that to worry about because my live streams they aren't like that. You've been a raw following me enough to know that. I think I had one big old boom one, and that was a year and a half ago. And that was during the elections or something. That was the only time like I had some crazy numbers. I wish I did have 756 people, but I not even close. Okay. Well, if that's what you wanted to do. Now, if you named your son Mambo, that would be strange. Mambo. Black Mamba. Black Mamba. Kobe is still a rare name, though. But there are people who have fandom and they do whatever. What's happening? How you doing? Some people do that. They have favorite athletes, entertainers. They name names. I told a story about LeBron James. His mama couldn't spell LeBaron, so they named him LeBron because that's what that means. Mm-hmm. Well, cliffhanger is like old term for like shows that left you on the wires for soap operas. So, but what about radio flyer? Radio flyer is like, excuse me, someone put some up in your car window. That's what a radio flyer was. So I know what those terms mean. It's just that they had different connotations. No, you won't. But what I'm gonna tell you is that back in 1984, there was a car called a LeBaron, and this dude got in trouble, and yeah, Baron Davis, but but LeBron was named after LeBaron. That's what that was. That's why she said LeBron. She couldn't say LeBaron, so LeBron, because the LeBaron was actually a car. No, his name fits him because it had a standard to it. No, Michael Jackson's name fit him. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that though. Yeah, except now they're mainly in the strip clubs though, or they're on OnlyFans. Aurora. Now, if you come up with an Acura, just like Mercedes and Porsche used to be a name that I heard a lot. Well, Michael is biblical, so I understand it. You know, there are names that are common. Anthony, Tony is common. But his name fit him though. You know, it worked. But we just knew him as MJ. The old stuff, not nothing new. And don't give me no John Cena attempting to come back on the rock crap. I ain't trying to see that mess. The old stuff. But Booker T was somebody that I did like. Depends on what era we're talking about wrestling. Well, depends on how you're looking at it. The women's is entertaining. I've seen some of that. But I'm not really, you know. TV wrestling has changed. I was a wrestling junkie though back in the day though. I don't mind you being egotistical. I just didn't like him. The wrestling part of him was cool once upon a time. Once upon a time. But he wasn't my favorite, but he was big. But him, what he morphed into getting older was just oof. Yeah, well. I don't talk about too many people I don't like, and I really don't have nothing to say about him. I don't have nothing to say about him or Vince McMahon. I enjoyed it for entertainment sakes and purposes, but you know, that's a bygone era. Well, again, they are in a business where they have to sell their wares. So if he doesn't have a swag or cocky about him, I learned that it's typical politician. So the reason why Hogan loved Trump so much. It's typical because he has to talk up to hype himself up. I get it. It's political maneuvering, 101. I'm starting Vernon Maxwell. I'm cut. I'm gonna cut Bobby Fields and I'll bench Nick Anderson because I do think if Nick Anderson had a came through in that championship, history would have looked at better at him. Vernon Maxwell just was just crazy, but he had the right intentions. He just didn't put it together properly. But the skills was there. Because I think in a different setting, he could have been almost as effective as the Trail Sprewell. I like Bobby Fields. I ain't heard that name in a New York minute. But I like those guys a little bit better, though. Wow. You came with some good ones. Um, Probably Malik Sealy. Again, you're bringing up someone I ain't. These cats, I ain't thought about these cats in like a chunk. And I did like Bobby Fields. It's just like there's certain people that I would mention before. But Malik Sealy kind of moved me a little bit more. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna pretty much. I'm gonna say Allen Houston, Kittles, and Richardson. I'm gonna tell you why. Jay Rich was more known for his dunks. Allen Houston is a double junior whopper, broke Scottie Pippen. One of the best sidekicks that just it because you saw what happened with Detroit, and then you saw with him and Spree. It's just the injuries, but I liked his game. I liked his game, but he was a good sidekick. Kittles was actually pivotal in New Jersey. It's just that, it had they won something, probably would look better for him. Jay Rich, I liked his dunks, but I just never felt his game really matured more than his. He's one of the reasons why LeBron didn't do the dunk contest. Cats like him, Vince Carter, who pretty much put it all out for the dunk contest, not so much for what he did with the rest of his career. So, yeah. All right. See if we got anybody on. Okay. So we're just gonna see what's going on. Anyway, get a couple more minutes, see if anybody comes through. What do you, who? Oh, who's going to the finals in your opinion? I want to see OKC in Detroit. I want to see. That's what I'd like to see. I think it's out of OKC and San Antonio in the West, and I think it's out of Detroit and Boston in the East. I think it's pretty straightforward. If Cleveland and Minnesota somehow made it happen, that would be compelling. So that's what I say. I don't buy nobody's jersey, but no, no. But I like him though. I feel for him. I feel he got railroaded. I definitely feel like he got whitewashed. I think that he should, I think that was an insult and racist what happened. But no. Only jersey I'd ever consider buying is Colin Kaepernick's. It's the only one I consider buying. But the NFL will be ashamed themselves how they did Shador. Well, see what's going on. See what we got. Okay. Well, I did come through, and we were on for a little while, and I'm gonna see what's going on, and just a little hit and run. So people want to watch the show, they can again. And I think because I'm barring some miracle, I don't think nobody's got any more questions. So what's going on? Well, thank you for coming through. I mean, I appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you sharing with me your congratulations and your gift, man. That's a beautiful thing. I feel honored that you came on and shared it with me because that's a huge reality. I don't think no artist should put out 27 songs. First of all, you ain't Stevie Wonder, and this ain't gonna be songs in the key of life. So I don't, and if you trying to get through a contract or something, I don't get it. the problem with compact discs. That's one of the reasons why I don't miss CDs. If I can be honest, I miss it for artists getting access to getting paid, but I don't miss it in the sense that people feel that they gotta make all these big old long-winded albums, which at the end of the day we only end up liking 9 of the songs. So basically, you're stuck with 18 hit and miss pieces. So I mean, it's like, look, you know, I don't think he said through it at all. But again, contracts. But it's audacity though, and Chris Brown does it all the time. There are artists who put a lot of records. It don't mean he good though. Prince used to do it all the time. Listen, I ain't got no problem with you being prolific and productive, but you gotta give me some hits. You can't just be putting anything that you record. Well, for his generation, he is. For his generation, he is because you don't have ears like that today. So he looks a lot bigger than he is. And again, he can do it. Kendrick could come out with something like that. You know, somebody might bite. No, no, no. Because the rapping is not the same. And the UK rappers I do like are old school. Now, I thought Dizzy Rascal was alright, but Slick Rick is my all time favorite from the UK. Dana Dane, too. But Slick Rick's one of the best rappers ever, period. No, I don't like that. He don't do nothing for me. Plus, what I don't like about it is they always got a name for something. It's a place I know they always got names for music. They come up with trip hop and grunge, groove, and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, well, who? I said, can y'all just? Can y'all be more whiter with it? I mean, coming to all these jargons just to say popular music. I mean, come on now, it's too long winded. Oh, I've listened to a couple of the cats that's been happening, but that mess just. I hate to say this, I have to agree with Ari Spears because some stuff out here ain't happening. It just ain't happening. It just ain't happening. But I've always felt that way. I've always felt that way. Tone is different, y'all. It just hit different. But I'll see who you pick up the next time. So, oh well, I'm not gonna say. I'm not saying that. First of all, hip hop is corny anyway right now. Anyway, it's too whitewashed if you want my own opinion. So that's not saying nothing. It really is. They ain't saying nothing. You don't have to let me go for that garbage. None of them. None of that. I like Billie Eilish as a person. I'll give her that. I just don't like her music. But she's alright as a person. She's got something there. Carpenter is corny. It's like an industry plant. And it's almost like she does stuff like tongue in cheek. She's crazy. Cracks me up with that. And Taylor Swift, But, you can keep your Charlie's Angels rejects. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Now, if that was James Taylor, Karen Carpenter, and Billie Holiday, I say okay. But none of them three. Okay. Okay. I don't need to find nothing because there's enough older artists I can go back and listen to. Shoot. I don't need to do nothing. You act like it's a crime to listen to artists from back in the day. You can learn something from artists back in the day. See, the problem is that people are so disposable, and and I'm not ruling out anything. I'll give it a chance. I do listen, but I like the old school too. I like the stuff that came out before me a lot because I saw, some old songs and vocalists, and I thought, shh, there's some artists from back in the day that if they had a chance, like to come to options, things, all things being fair, oh yeah, yeah. So just oh yeah. Well, you always got to find your lane. Again, it's about finding your lane. So if you don't make it in music, you try acting or you try something else. It happens. You know. I mean, everybody in entertainment is all one. Singing, dancing, acting. It's all connected. You used to have to do all of it, like Sammy Davis Jr. So you know. Anyway, yeah, Spider-Man was mine. I used to watch Batman, all that. Spider-Man, Superman, all that. Incredible Hulk, all that. I used to collect comic books as a kid. Spider-Man was my favorite. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, good luck with that. Mm-hmm. Good luck with that. That's what's up. Yeah. Anyway, it's good to be back on again. And like I said, I'll be back on the weekend. So I appreciate you giving me some time. You definitely helped everything being on for half hour and stuff. So it was definitely appreciated. And thank you for coming on through. I never know when people are coming gonna come. It's not how it once was where people be on live and you been bombarded. So, but I said maybe today, so I was grateful that I did get some views and I appreciate it though. So appreciate that though. All right. So let's see if I don't see anything else. I think I will just call it a day now. But appreciate you coming through. Oh, okay. I'll be on for 5 minutes then since you're just coming on. I was just getting ready to bounce. Cause I ain't gonna be on much longer. I gotta go. So I was on for like almost an hour. Yeah, I'll be on for like about five. I'll give you five if you want to talk for 5 minutes. How you doing though? You talking about Matt Walsh, the one that does the you talking about the one that does the miracle that always be looking for people? That Matt Walsh? He alright. I used to watch his show. Yeah, I know he did. He had a distinctive voice too. Cause I think his I forgot who it was who got kidnapped. I remember. I used to watch Matt Walsh back in the day. He was like vigilante with it. Hmm. Yeah, he wears glasses now. He wear them. Yeah, gray haired silver. I used to watch the show because it was like teaming up with America's Most Wanted. I remember. Yeah, I'm gonna be back on Saturday or Sunday though. Oh, okay. Well, it was the same Matt Walsh that I remember. He was associated with a show that was finding kidnapped and things like that. He was vigilante. That's how I remember. It's been some time ago though. So anyway, They were, and they still are in some ways, but it's not the same as what black folks went through, though, because there weren't laws used against them. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Because they ain't lose their name and identity. See, when people say stupid stuff like that, you can trace your ancestry back to Europe. Trump can trace his ancestry back to Germany. That's the part where they don't. And if we're going to say that, right, then we're going to also acknowledge that you have privilege because that means that everybody, white and black, does have a white cousin. So if you're going to go there, you better be careful what you quote. Because I'll say, okay, that means that everybody's got the last name Smith or Jones. 10 times out of 10 is kinfolks. So let's open up the books. Let's open up the books. Peace out to you. Congratulations again to you. I'm almost out of here too. I gotta go in a minute. But I just want to, congratulations to you, the best to you and yours. Just wanted to say that, yeah. Uh, you can make a case for Sign of the Times. You can make a case for 1999. Some people like Purple Rain. It all depends on which way how you looked at him. Um, I think his hits are more vital. It's kind of hard because his albums are kind of hit and miss. So I'll be honest with you. Depends on what style you like it with him. Well, I ain't quoting no Matt Walls. I don't even talk about no Charlie Kirk. 1999 was the funkiest of Prince. I think that's where he was his funkiest. The Jamie Starr era. I think his best stuff was his early part of his career, peak and prime. Prince can be a little bit challenging to get into though, so take your time. He ain't for everybody. I don't like that song. I like the message of it, but I just thought it was kind of corny. I thought it was pretty simple. I dug it for the movie, but it's not something I really like. Depends who you talk about with Michael. Some people say off the wall. Some say bad. Some say dangerous. But mainly it's off the wall and Thriller though. But some are saying bad. Michael's albums got it right. My favorite dance song by Prince is DMSR, as far as a dance track by Prince, or Let's Work. Mm-hmm. So, off the wall and Thriller, like the Godfather's 1 and 2 for me. So I can't. They're very debatable. He has a unique problem that you can debate two of his best albums, and you know it's debatable. Now a lot of artists got that luxury. Steve Wonder got that luxury. Not all artists got. Not when we're being honest about it. Not when we're honest. So depends on what you did. I can't help it from Off the Wall and from Thriller. It's Human Nature or The Lady in My Life. I don't like none of Prince's records until really I got to about 1999 because, like, I like hit and miss. I think Dirty Mind was like one of his most. Not really, not really, because he still had his tone. He never lost his tone. Yeah, you like the second album. I didn't really care for that. I liked I Want to Be a Lover, all right, but I thought it was a cute record. I thought it was a cute album. I didn't really. It wasn't to Dirty Mind. That's where I really thought Prince said, okay. For me, he was. For me, he was. But I think they both were talented, great, and all that. I don't get into no debates about them. I listen to Michael more, and I prefer Michael more, but I don't get into debates because they both were incredibly talented. Um, I don't use the instrument argument, and I don't use the sales argument. I think Michael just hit me with consistency. That's all. Prince tried everything, and sometimes I like that. Sometimes I don't. He could be erratic. It all depends on what the mood was. But I like the fact that he tried different things. I give him that. Sometimes with mixed results, sometimes with none. But he tried. Prince on that one, cause I thought "Girlfriend" was cute for the Off the Wall album. I like the chorus and stuff, and I like the bass line. I like kind of had like a reggae feel, and I like the horn part. But "If I Was Your Girlfriend's" one of Prince's best songs. Well, he was a prolific guy and he worked nonstop. He was really working on his craft. The Lady in My Life. I like the Beautiful Ones for Purple Rain, but Lady in My Life was, well, Michael Jackson structure. And once he hit, he hit. And let me tell you a story. He would have been like Prince had Off the Wall and Thriller Not sold so many records and bad as well. Because if you go all the way from 69 to 82, he put out a record every year. He did. He was behind the time. It was mainly him and Morris Day and Jesse Johnson. He did do that. You got to know, you got to brush up on your Prince history. So you'll be some of these new artists I can tell you about that. Prince was part of the time. Him and Morris Day did most of the stuff. Prince did most instruments. Two different songs entirely, but I'd say Human Nature if I had to pick out the two. Two big songs, but I'd give Human Nature the edge. To me, that's what really separates the two. Michael's got that's as a producer, Andre Simone. As an artist, Jesse Johnson. They were a band, and so was the MPG. But the time was also his thing with him and Morris Day and Jesse. He did all that. He collaborated. I didn't know you know anything about Jesse and Morris. Okay, you mentioned Jesse and Andre. Yeah, I liked Andre's production ear, and I like Jesse as an artist. But if you put the two together, you'd have had an interesting artist. So, all right. Michael and Prince had their strengths and weaknesses. I think because when Michael hit, he used to be crazy prolific. Like I said, if you followed the Jackson 5 all the way up to Thriller, he was putting out something every year. And after Thriller, the Victory came out in 84. So you think about that, he almost kept that streak alive. 15 straight years of putting out something. So that should kind of tell you something. That's how productive he was. It don't look like it because in his adult life, but he had such big albums. He didn't put out as much. But the Jacksons, he still was putting out a record a year. So he was, you know, he was a prolific dude, and it takes a lot to be a hit maker because he would have about 4 and 5 hit songs on an album. That's pretty prolific. That's very productive. Morris had the better solo career. Jesse was more talented. So again, but neither one. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to go in about 5 minutes because I'm gonna do this real quick because I gotta get ready to go. But um, Mary J. In that order too. In that order. I did do a Jesse Jackson video. If you watch my channels, I got videos on all that. But you gotta remember, I cut a lot of videos, so by the time you get to my videos, you gotta go back. I did that already. Mary in her prime and stuff is taking Lauren and Beyonce out on that. I'm not, you know. I mean, Lauryn Hill, it's everything is about the miseducation, but there's only like a few songs, and again, so okay. Well, I'm glad you came on. I'm on for about 2 or 3 more minutes, and so since you were lurking, you caught me at the end because I've been on for an hour. I'm gonna go in about a couple minutes, but I will be back Saturday, Sunday though. I know it's a trip me out coming out the blue because I got like I'm on here for a couple more minutes. Yeah, I'm on here for 2 more minutes. Yeah, it was a different era though, and so did Charlie Finley on the Oakland A's video. Yeah, you too. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. Well, congratulations again. Video, I like the Janet video better, but Vogue had more impact because Vogue was kind of cutting edge, and Janet always kind of ended up. She was always like a step off from what Madonna was doing. You know, she did get her style going though. I'd say Blonde Ambition tour. I like some things. I think Janet's tours got better over time, but early on, I give Madonna the edge. I'd say the last 25 years, I say Janet live. But Madonna had it going on up until probably about. Well, Madonna was a pro on that stage. Janet didn't really take it into another gear until like got the Velvet Rope on when then I think her tours got better. I think her tours got better, but I think the albums got whacker. So take your pick. So it all depends on which way you look at it. Madonna was a consummated pro though. Madonna got some steps. She did. They were alright. She could, cause she had some moves. She wasn't no great dancer, but she was decent back in the day. Again, it's a long time because Madonna ain't been Madonna like you know. Well, it depends on how old you are and where you were around when Madonna was Madonna. But I'm here to tell you, 83 to about 94, she was on the game. She was on point. They are. If the guard play can hold up. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to go. I keep telling you. Um, if the guard play can hold up, they can be dangerous. For a career, take a Madonna. Madonna got a better catalog for me and better songs that I like. Tina get her butt on the stage, you know, but Madonna got the better career though. Cause Tina Turner stuff, I like some of with Ike, and I like some of her solo. Yeah, why is it a surprise? Madonna had a bigger impact. What's love got to do it was what, and then what else? Madonna. I take Madonna over both of them put together because Beyonce ain't really hit like she should. She's had some big records, but Madonna had some big songs. Again, we talking catalog. We talking Sierra don't belong in that conversation. I give Janet the edge on that one. I didn't really like the erotica video. 83 through 94. 83 through 94. That's with Ike Turner though. I ain't gonna go that far. Her body's fire. I'll give her that. She look good. Musically, no. She's still corny though. No, Madonna had the catalog. See, like I told you before, we talk about songs, we talk about impact. I ain't the biggest. I ain't big on Madonna like I used to be. I don't pay Madonna no mind the last 25 years. But in her peak and her prime, She had the cut. She had some cuts. She was legit. Oh, it was too much that ray of light. If I'm slow and I'm bored, I ain't got nothing else to do. I'll listen to it. But Hilary Duff was always just a cute Disney act who was just, he was cute and corny. Kind of like Mandy Moore, you know. Cute, soft act, you know. Just a cute, soft act. I don't get excited about old cute and soft, so. So anyway, I'm gonna give it a call today though, but I was on for an hour. Appreciate when it came through. And like I said, I will be back on Saturday, definitely Sunday. So let's do it again. Yeah. Mandy Moore was a cute act. Film career was decent. Appreciate you too, Charlene. I'll be back Saturday though, you know. But yeah, I don't know what you is. She was a cute act, but you know, cute acts don't make me listen to they whack tracks. So I'm gonna say about that. That's just like trying to tell me about what's that one that Carson Daly used to mess with? She was a singer, Jennifer Love Hewitt. And she looks good now, but her music career was yeah. But anyway, that's all. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yes, we will talk about it. I'll get into it. I'll see what the teams and everything. But anyway, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I catch y'all Saturday, Sunday. Definitely Saturday. Look out for me. All right, I'm out. Peace.